Hey everyone, Captain Leon here, and today we'll be covering an interesting little project I took on, changing the steering wheel in my Yamaha boat. Now let me just say this is a project I do not recommend. That's right, you heard me correctly. I do not recommend. I only say that because it was a tremendous pain in the ass. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy with the end result. But what I had to go through to get there was just more than I expected. So let's first start with, why do I want to change the steering wheel? Well, in this part you might call me crazy. Take a look at the steering wheel and let me ask you, which way right now is my jet nozzle pointing? If I was to move my directional controller into the forward position, would the boat immediately start heading toward port, starboard, or would it go straight? You really can't tell with a 3-spoke steering wheel. So I took it on my own a few years ago to correct that problem by installing a small black Velcro strip on the one particular end of the wheel to signify that that was the top. And I always knew wherever that strip was, I could start off and pull away and that the jet nozzle would be pointing straight. Again, call me crazy. This might not be a problem for you, but for me it was just an annoyance. So I decided to go ahead and correct it by replacing the wheel. I purchased a Schmidt Marine steering wheel. Hey, did you know they've been around since 1951? Yeah, me neither. And the model number, if you're interested, if you're happy with the way it looks at the end of this video, is the PU013101 Fantasy Black Silver Spoke Steering Wheel. So let's start with the removal and the installation. The removal really looked to be very simple. It's just a matter of popping off the center cap on your existing wheel, and underneath you will see a spline shaft, and there's a nut and a washer on that shaft. Well, the removal of the nut and the washer was easy enough. Came right off, a little pressure with a socket, and it was gone. But now I thought we'd just be able to slide that steering wheel off the spline. Good luck with that. That thing is pressed on there, but good. And take note of these 3 keyways. And in one of the keyways you can see what's known as a Woodruff key, which is in position, and that keeps the actual wheel from sliding on the spline, even without the nut or the washer holding it tight in place. Well, now for the removal. I went through hell. I started with a steering wheel puller, believe it or not, that I was able to get from Advanced Auto, or shall I say, no, actually it wasn't Advanced Auto, it was AutoZone. That's right, AutoZone allows you to borrow tools. You just pay for it up front, the full cost of the tool, and then within 90 days you return it and get your money back. So here I am with a wheel puller trying to get this wheel off. Not happening. It's a plastic steering wheel or some other composite material, and I'm bending the heck out of it. And little by little it started pulling and coming apart, but I didn't realize it was actually separating from the inner section of the steering wheel. And eventually we did get it off. Here we go. Yep, there it is. Comes right off, right? Well, now take a look. We have the actual metal base of the wheel still left on the spline. I mean, the composite plasticky part of the wheel came off, but the inner part is still there. Nightmare. How am I getting this off now? Well, we can begin with heating it, right? Let's heat it up. It seems to be like some sort of an aluminum-based material. It might heat up faster than the spline, expand, and slide right off. Yeah, no.
How about no?
Thereafter, we tried tapping it with a hammer. We did a few other things, and ultimately it came down to the point of me getting a reciprocating saw, an air-powered one, small one, just to see if we can go ahead and just hack through it. Because at this point, I was done. And we did a little bit of that sawing, and then I said, you know what? This isn't really working. Maybe we ought to take out a drill. No, I'm not kidding. We're really hacking the heck out of this thing. And then with the drill, I was able to drill some holes right into the innard of it alongside the spline, and hopefully, to do it in a way without damaging the spline. Eventually, the unit did come apart, and I was able to pull it off and get to the spline itself. But unfortunately, there was a small amount of damage on the spline. Nothing that was going to affect anything. The new wheel was just going to press right over it, without a problem. So, here you can take a look at that, and you could see the spline, you could see the keyway, all good. So now's also a good time to pull this boot off and just inspect some of the springs and the mechanism of the wheel that allows it to tilt up and down. We went ahead, did that, we cleaned up the rubber boot, and now it's just a matter of sliding the new wheel on. Are you ready? Drum roll. And there it is, the brand new wheel. I love it. It's got a sporty look to it. It lets me know exactly which way the jet nozzle is pointing. It feels good in my hand. And overall, like I said, at the end of the day, I was happy I accomplished the project. But boy, what a pain in the ass. Alright, hope you enjoyed this video, just a quick one, and another modification to our Yamaha boat. Captain Leon, signing off.